Durarara, I love you, man. I really, really love you. But, I mean, come on. What is this? Just what is this? Like, look at that. Look at Mika's feet. What kind of animation is this? Like, this doesn't make any sense. Like, look how long and huge her feet are. Like, what's going on here? What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's Professor Anime coming back at you with another video. And in today's video, guys, I am here to bring you all my review of the finale of Durarara X2 Ketsu episode 12. So, with this episode, the ending, or just how the whole episode played out, it was good, but it wasn't necessarily the ending that I was expecting. I don't know if they changed stuff compared to the light novels, like if this whole episode was rushed. I mean, it kind of seemed rushed, and I don't know if like some stuff was left out that was supposed to be in the light novel. If anybody has read the light novels, please clarify me on that. But yeah, this episode, it was good, but the ending isn't something that I wasn't really expecting, if you get what I'm saying. But if anything of what we got in this episode, we finally discovered Mika's shoe size. Okay, but in all seriousness, let's actually get into the review of Durarara. So, let's start off with the first bit of this episode with Izaya and Shizuo. We finally get to see them brawl it out in a fight, and they were going at it, dude. I mean, Shizuo was getting all cut up by Izaya's, little pocket knife and whatnot, and he is still taking him on. He's, like, trying to punch Izaya. Izaya is, like, dodging all over the place and everything. And then we actually get to see Verona. Verona ends up stopping the fight to some degree. And she is like, Shizuo, you do not need to become the monster. I will become the monster for you. But it turns out in this episode that she really didn't want to, murder anyone like she has in the past. She doesn't want to be that beast. It seems like Shizuo has actually made an influence on her character as a person. Oh, and really quick, when it comes to Izaya, it seems that Izaya has actually fled the city of Ikebukuro, because after the fight with Shizuo, he ends up getting picked up by one of his henchmen, I guess, and they are in a car, and he says to the person next to him, and he's like, get me out of this city as soon as possible, as far away as possible from this city. So, where exactly is Izaya going? And if we do get another season of Durarara, will we end up seeing Izaya once again? Will he make a return at Ikebukuro at all? Now, when it comes to Mikado in this episode, from the cliffhanger that we got in the last episode, what did I say? What did I say? There's no way that Mikado is going to be killed off. There's just no way. Durarara isn't that type of series to kill off characters. What did I say? What did I tell y'all? So we actually get to see that Mikado was in fact saved, but it wasn't by Sonohara, because actually Sonohara and the rest of her group actually arrived at the top of the roof a second later, or a few seconds later, before Celti actually came in and actually ended up saving Mikado. So why would Celti end up saving Mikado? Isn't her memories like all fuzzy and pretty much gone because she got her head back, She has new memories now to replace the old ones. Well, this goes back to my previous episode reviews on when I actually reviewed Durarara, when at the time Celti got her head back and, she was a completely different person. But even though she is a completely different person and acts differently, she still has old memories that still reside in her. Still, she has her new memories, her newfound memories, but she still has her old memories of, previous people that she has met in Ikebukuro, in other words, her friends, and that is why, this new Celti was actually able to prevent certain catastrophes that her friends ended up getting involved in. And in this episode as well, when Shinra finally arrives on the roof, he says to Celti, there is still some part of you that has old memories of all of us, everything that happened in Ikebukuro. And then Shizuo actually arrives on the roof, and we have it to where Shinra announces that he is going to become a villain to Celti in this case. And what we know from Shinra is that, he is a completely obsessive person when it comes to Celty, and he will do anything within his power to make sure that, you know, he is happy with Celty, even if that means hurting Celty. And we see that in this episode when Shinra just freaking flings Shinra to, you know, Celty's direction when she ends up leaving. And then this is the part that confuses me, because I'm still a little bit confused on this, because, you know, it seems that, you know, Shinra can control Saika to a certain degree, and I have seen comments in my previous episode reviews of Durarara, you know, that because of Shinra's obsessive love with Celty, it kind of counteracts the effects of Saika. So wouldn't Saika be gone then? Like, wouldn't he not have any control over it? But it seems like he had control over it in this episode when he ended up, you know, cutting off Celty's head and, you know, dismembering it. But I don't know, that confuses me. Yo, but Haruna though, when Haruna ends up, you know, capturing Takashi, when, you know, he's trying to run away and Haruna eventually captures him, he is now in a location to where nobody will be able to rescue him, necessarily. I mean, we have it to where Haruna catches Takashi, and then she brings him to some place that basically no one is going to be able to find, apparently. She states that no matter how loud we make love, nobody is going to be able to hear us. And she brings out a bunch of these tools for torturing Takashi. I'm just like, dude, what? Like, dang. I mean, I know you're obsessed with this Takashi guy, but bar. And I think the last little detail that is actually worth mentioning in this episode of Durarara is when everything starts to settle down. Shinra is with Celty, and, you know, pretty much everyone on the rooftop ends up, you know, getting off the roof, and they leave the building. But then all of a sudden we see Mikado getting stabbed repeatedly by Takashi. Now, from last week's episode, we were like, dude, is Mikado gonna die? I mean, I didn't really think it, because that's not the type of series that Durarara is. But then we actually get to see Mikado being stabbed. At this point, we're like, dude, there's no way he's alive. He's in the hospital, but then he wakes up. So therefore, Mikado is alive. And really, I think that's really all of the major stuff that actually went down in this episode, and it pretty much wrapped things up nicely. But like, certain parts of this episode, you know, really did seem rushed in my opinion, and I'm still a little bit questionable as to if there is anything that was, you know, left out compared to the light novel. If anybody, you know, knows and actually has read the light novel, again, let me know in the comments. And I mean, at the end of this episode, we get to see, you know, the chat room pop up, and one of the characters in the chat room is saying that hopefully this, you know, this city of Ikebukuro will revive once again with salary characters. And what that is technically trying to imply is that hopefully we will end up getting another season of Durarara. And I believe that maybe the next season of Durarara could focus on, from what I've been hearing in the comments, is the Durarara SH novels. Apparently they actually, you know, take place like a few years after the events of this season of Durarara. So we're probably going to see in the future another new season of Durarara, but possibly even, you know, old characters like Mikado, Kita, Sonohara actually make an appearance in that, and they might be older or something. I don't know. So yeah, that about does it for this episode review of Durarara. Sure, this wasn't really the ending that I was expecting, and it did seem kind of rushed at some points, but still, you know, I enjoyed this episode, and I really enjoyed the ride of Durarara, and I can't wait for more. So let me know your thoughts and opinions down below on what you thought about this episode of Durarara. What did you think of the series as a whole? And of course, if you like this video, don't forget to drop a like. I greatly appreciate it. And if you want to stay up to date with my future content on this channel, guys, please hit that red subscribe button below, and you will never miss a video from me. That about does it for this video, guys, and I will catch you all in the next one. Have a great day.